All right, good evening. We're going to show off another Duncan Miller Model 50 timing mechanism here. Took a week off last week, but the guy I thought was going to buy this, he disappeared. So we'll go ahead and put this one on tonight. It's probably going to finish up on Memorial Day. The one we have here has very little wear on the front, a little bit on the coin block there, but the knob, the handle, doesn't have all that much wear on it, and the rest of it, the Duncan Miller logo looks good. Looking at the rest of the front, the plexiglass window is in great shape. A little bit of crud down there I probably could have cleaned up, and then no corrosion on the bottom here. Though while we have it turned over, you can see that the slug catcher, or the coin catcher, is there. It's present, fully working. We'll show that off in a second. But yeah, looking at the bottom here, no corrosion on the screw posts there or anything, no corrosion on the arms up here either, which I've had two that had corrosion on those, which is nice to see. And while we're up here, let's show off the time indicator dial. The numbering has a little bit of yellowing. You can kind of see that little bit of difference in color down in the bottom there. But as we turn this over here, compared to the original one, this one is in great shape. A little bit of scratching. You get the light just right. You can really see the scratching, and then you turn it like this and you back up a little bit, you don't see it at all. The one that was on here was just terrible. It had been bent over a couple of times. This one doesn't look to have been bent at all, and really dark yellowing down on the bottom. So I figured I'd just take that one off and give you one of the nicer ones in my collection. So went ahead and put that on. Expired flag and violation flag, they work great. You can see that they're nice and tight. Springs are all present and it's adjusted properly, but the expired is pretty faded there, and that's on both sides. You might want a decal, or maybe you like that old look, who knows. So that does work properly. And then let's show off the coin transport mechanism in here. It's in good shape, really nicely adjusted. You'll hear how it ratchets here in a second, and not too dirty. I didn't have this thing completely apart and do a full overhaul on it. This one was in a nice shape and was used for most of its life inside because it was an old lamp conversion. You can see the notch that was cut out of the top of that case there for the lamp to come out of. So that thing's ruined for my purposes, and probably for yours, but at least the timing mechanism can still be used. So flipping her around here, let's take a look at the clock. Clock's in real good shape. I think it's 10:52 is the date on there. No green corrosion or anything. A little bit of a cosmetic blemish there. It's nothing to worry about. Coil is nice and tight and runs really well. We can see up here the balance wheel and hairspring are in place. Lever is in place and works on the little cog wheel. I can never remember what that wheel's called, but it clicks back and forth on that properly. It's got both of its pins. Had to replace one of those recently. That's a lot of fun. But this one did not need anything replaced on it. The only thing that had to be adjusted was the brass wheel there. That little gap that you can get, you can see it real nice there, next to the copper strip that goes down towards the axle. That had a little, it was just a little bit off, so it would, the pip on the end of the expired flag would get stuck in it and then it would stop turning. But just moved that back a little bit and made sure that it didn't adjust itself of its own accord, and now it's working fine. That's the only thing I had to do to that one, to this one, other than, of course, change the time indicator dial. So we will grab this with both hands and throw a penny in first. So kick it up, and you can hear how nice that contact is. Oh, because of how I had it set, it fell out of the coin catcher, but it usually catches in the coin catcher. 12 minutes on the clock, and as you can probably now hear, we are ticking away just fine. Hairspring's in great shape. It's very clean. You can hear it's not sluggish at all. Sometimes these have kind of a syncopated rhythm where it's tick, 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 tick. This one's nice and even. It keeps really good time too. It was very close to 2 hours when I did it, within a minute, I think. So we'll go a nickel there and rattle that on in. go. It's fallen out of the coin catcher there. I'm not sure why. Usually it catches. And then I can't show you the entire 2 hours, but the dime, of course, would go to 2 hours, and you can hear it's making real good contact there, and there we are all the way to 2 hours. So that is the Model 50. Send any questions you have my way, and happy bidding.